All right, let's be real. Everywhere you look, people are getting unfathomably rich doing all kinds of different businesses online, especially when it comes to selling on Amazon. But what's the reality actually like? How much money can you really make selling on Amazon, especially from the perspective of an average person? Let's say you got $1,000 that you can afford to start a business with. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Warner. I've been selling on Amazon for about 7 years now as my full-time income, and I can start to answer that question for you just by showing you my personal Boxem dashboard where I track how much profit my business is making. So here's some stats from the past week or so of my store, but I'm going to make a pretty safe assumption and say that you're here to figure out how to make money on Amazon, not just look at other people's results. So let me show you how I've been able to create numbers like this for myself. And one of the best ways to make money on Amazon in the modern era is to take advantage of all the modern tools we have, right? So I want to go into the Boxem AI, which is part of Boxem. You can use all this for free right now for 2 weeks, by the way. And I'm going to be using this a lot because it has drastically sped up how fast you can start to create some results for yourself on Amazon. And I want to ask it, say, hey, I have $1,000 to start selling on Amazon. What products should I sell? Ideally, some things that are ungated. And what that means basically, and just in case you're like super new to the process, that basically just means products that I can sell right now without needing any invoices or anything like that. And what is being specifically outlined for us here is we need to go ahead and figure out what specific products our store is auto ungated to sell. And by the way, through this whole process, I'll show you how to use that $1,000 as good as possible and what that $1,000 can actually turn into in terms of profit. But you need to understand the methods before you start seeing big numbers and getting all excited, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a business that requires work. So let me show you how to make that work as efficient as possible. And that's going to start by jumping into the Boxem bulk ungater here. And the reason that this is interesting for us is diving back into what our AI was suggesting here is we need to start getting bulk ungated. We need to figure out what can we even sell as a brand new seller, figuring out what is realistic, right? So go ahead and click bulk scan on Boxem and then click this suggested ASINs button. This is going to start scanning a ton of brands to figure out what you are ungated to sell. It's also going to automatically try all of these brands on your store and try to ungate them on your behalf. And it's going to say, hey, it's either ungated, it's gated, or it is a fully restricted brand, right? So you can't sell restricted brands. You can sell these brands as long as you are able to provide invoices to get ungated, or they're fully ungated. Boxem was able to get these ungated for you automatically. On top of the default list, you can also just start pasting a ton of products in here. For example, I just grabbed one from the list and it checked that. But when you run that default list, you're going to get anywhere from 50 to 100 brands that you are automatically approved to sell. And then over time, you're also going to be able to see all of the brands that it was able to ungate for you. So you can see here's like the 3,000 products I've looked at on my account here. And where this becomes useful is now just based off of knowing we can already sell these brands. Instead of going through that approvals process, especially if you're someone who's only got a limited budget, this is going to help you make sure your money is being used as efficiently as possible because we're going to get straight to the point. We're going to get straight to being able to sell some things. And let's just like specifically start with, let's try this because it's in the grocery category. The grocery category also has 0 returns. So let's make this as simple as possible and try to eliminate as many variables as possible, eliminate some of those excuses and stuff. So let's dive in here and I want to show you how I've sourced the vast majority of my products for years on Amazon, because what we can do is go and look at all of the people who are already successfully selling this brand that we are auto ungated on. It's like, for example, this store has 24 feedback. This store has 4 feedback, and I can see what other brands that they've sold. So number one, this is another pretty new seller. They only have 4 feedback. I can probably sell some, if not all of those brands in my store as well, if I'm another brand new Amazon seller. And specifically what I'm looking for in this case is someone who almost specializes in selling one of these brands that we've already proved that we are auto ungated in, right? Because if that's some of their favorite brands, they're probably pretty good at sourcing other items that are actually profitable in that brand. And now it's our job just to go and start Googling things and figure out if that item is actually profitable. So let's even just start with the example we came from, because this is basically saying if we can buy this for $4, then it's a profitable item and we should buy it and then start selling it on Amazon. So let's Google it here. It seems like the initial prices are coming up decently high. So I would be surprised if we're able to make some money on this. Let's see, like a 12 count is like $8. And yeah, we need to sell it for 4. So we need one heck of a coupon. A lot of times that's basically how this business works is you're not necessarily looking for things at retail price. You're looking for things that maybe use a coupon or a discounted gift card or just some kind of limited time discount opportunities that can create some profit on these products. Let's try something like this. Like this one right here has a higher max cost. That's basically just saying, hey, you can buy these for $7 or less and you'll make money selling them. So what do these sell for? This right here. So the 12 count is $12. I do also see this pop up here. We can save 20%. So you can use these as many times as you want, by the way. I explain this a lot, but just in case it's the first time you've seen it, if you have an email address like mark@gmail.com, just go type that in. First time you do that, you're going to get the coupon, right? Next time you do that, add a plus and then whatever you want. Now that's going to send this email to whatever's before the plus, but the website is going to think this is a new email and it's going to create another 20% coupon. So on this, we could actually get a 20% discount on this price right here, which in this case, the cheapest we can get is if we buy like a bunch of them, which which is totally fine. We want a bunch of them if it's something that's going to be profitable. 20% off is going to get us around $8.50 or so, discounting down from $11, but we still need to buy this for $7 to be profitable. So that one's not super interesting. That does, however, make me a lot more interested in this because this max cost is $9. So that's basically saying, hey, if you can get this for $9 or less, you are going to be profitable. And let's see, maybe there's like some kind of similar discount levels. I also want to open up as many different sources as possible to see if any of these are going to be, maybe a little bit cheaper than some of the others. If Kroger's selling, a website doesn't want to load, come back to them. So Target has it for $10. That is close to interesting. So $10 right there. We would make $2 profit per unit. You can't return items in the grocery category, so we wouldn't run into any extra expenses there. But let's see if we can get it any cheaper. Like this 12 count here. Okay, sweet. So great auto delivery. Cool. So yeah, we could basically just set up an auto delivery here. And you can either let the auto delivery run and you can just keep restocking the product, or you could just place the auto delivery, get the discount, and then cancel it after. That's why they offer the discount anyway, to get normal consumers in here and forgetting that they've subscribed to something. So they're offering like really good discounts on the front end. It looks like we might be able to get a 20% discount on that as well. At the highest price, we're still going to get this for $9. I also see this coupon right here, auto delivery. So you'd probably only be able to use that a couple times before that like caught on if you're couponing and canceling the auto delivery. So I would probably just realistically call this a $9 product, and that makes all of the metrics that we're looking for pretty much turn green, right? So now we're making proper profit, we're making the proper amount of ROI. And also, by the way, this is including shipping, sales tax, and Amazon fees. So if you're wondering about that, all of that is already baked in on my SellerAmp calculator. So if I go down to total fees, you'll see I'm paying referral fees, fulfillment fees, I'm paying shipping to Amazon, I'm paying sales tax on this, as well as just a little bit extra money for like the box and stuff, right? So that's true profit on this. And this is a brand that is auto ungated for my store, at least. Whatever brands are auto ungated for you are going to vary by account. That's why it's important to start just checking with the Boxem bulk ungater there to see what you can and can't get approved to sell from the get-go. And so on something like this, since it sells like 200 times a month, it's honestly a pretty good sales rank. Usually I want to buy things in the top like 150,000 or so. This one's actually just straight up 511. That's like a very high sales rank. So that also tells me that this estimated sales number is actually just specifically for this version. It was not just specifically for this version. It would be way higher because the 500th best-selling product on Amazon in the grocery category sells way faster than 200 times a month. So that's just specifically this style of K-cups. So I'd probably go buy maybe 50 of these to start, especially since looking at our competition on this listing, I can see there's only other one FBA seller, which makes me even maybe want to buy even more, to be honest. But we could just call it 50 to start there. So there's $150 in profit off our first item that we found here. And the whole recording so far has been just shy of 14 minutes. That's pretty good hourly. And I assume while you're sourcing, you're not going to be narrating what you're doing like I am, but that would be interesting. Maybe get some weird looks from people you live with. And this specific sourcing method is also like infinitely expandable, right? There's 2,000 brands for me that are auto ungated on Boxem here. All of those kind of become opportunities for me to source off of. And so that's the how of generating profit on Amazon. But let's go ahead and dive back in and figure out like where that money even goes, right? So let's go ahead and just ask the Boxem AI, hey, where's my $1,000 budget going? What tools, supplies, what's my inventory budget? And we'll just review this together because to me, it looks pretty accurate just off a personal kind of experience here, right? So these numbers are going to change depending on your startup budget. Again, I'm just going to assume $1,000 and we're going to use that math to figure out how much you can make in the future. But the vast majority of that money is just going to go to inventory. So if you have $2,000, it's probably still going to be $1,800 or $1,900 on inventory here because the rest of the money is going to go to the Amazon seller account, which is $40 a month. You're also going to need product research tools like SellerAmp and Keepa. If you're on a super tight budget, you can just use SellerAmp for the first little bit. It has pretty much everything you're going to need for sourcing. The other software we need is obviously Boxem, which we've been using already to get ungated, and the AI here. Plus you can also like make shipments and track profit and that kind of stuff. So once you start making sales, and then we also need suggesting 30 to 80 bucks for supplies. I don't exactly think that would be a one-time fee here, but in terms of that first $1,000 for sure. But this would be anything from boxes, labels, stuff like that. And you can also use USPS boxes for free as long as you're shipping them via like the USPS shipping methods. If you're not, when I was really like broke, when I was starting out my own Amazon business, I would go to like local businesses and just ask them for the boxes from the back. They're just getting rid of them anyway. Or you can always just use the boxes when you actually order something. You can just ship things right back in Amazon that way. So for those first 30 days, let's say you got that $1,000. I like this as a rough general total expenses, shifting some of this inventory money to supplies. If you don't already have enough supplies, if you don't already have a printer or something like that, that would be something you need. If you don't know exactly what supplies you need, you can just go into the Boxem AI and just have it fully explain what supplies you need so you can compare that list to what you might already have at home. And then to answer that golden question, how much do Amazon sellers actually make? Again, we're just pretending you have $1,000 to start with, but the math itself is still going to hold true, right? So what is going to determine how much money you make on Amazon is how fast you can turn your cash over. And when you're turning over that cash The typical ROI for arbitrage sellers, aka just reselling stuff, is going to be about 30% per inventory turn, but that can also vary a lot. So 30% ROI is pretty typical for people who buy things online like we're doing here. If you're someone who wants to go out to stores and do retail arbitrage, which I've got videos on the channel, your average ROI is probably going to be closer to 40, 50, sometimes even 60% doing retail arbitrage. And even like for me, when I started my business, I started by selling used books. So I was buying things for like $1 or $1.50, and I was selling them for 20, 30, sometimes hundreds of dollars if I got lucky on a used book. It just wasn't super scalable, right? So you can keep that in mind. If you want to do a more challenging business model that involves more time, you will see more ROI. But if you are doing an online arbitrage business or a wholesale business, you're probably going to see pretty similar ROIs to this right here. And so what that means is, given that average ROI, you also need to think about how you're going to be selling these products, right? So if you're an FBM seller buying these products and then shipping them straight to the customers as they sell, you'll probably turn your money over anywhere from 8 to 12 times per year. So you'll get that 30% ROI anywhere from 8 to 12 times per year. 12 would be very impressive. 8 would be more on par. And then as an FBA seller, that's going to be a lot less turns per year because you have check-in slowdowns, right? So when you ship those items off to Amazon, there's about a 1 to 2 week period at least where nothing on that box is going to sell because it's going to the Amazon warehouse. They're unboxing it. They're putting it in the fulfillment center that it's going to sit at for that original final sale. And so that obviously comes with some lag time. Usually you're going to sell things about half as fast as an FBA seller. The benefit though is, all else equal, you'll make more total sales competing as an FBA seller versus FBM sellers. And it's a lot more scalable to ship everything off to Amazon at once and not have to worry about like individual orders and stuff like that. So what that means in terms of how much you can actually make selling on Amazon is, if you're an FBM seller, let's make a conservative estimation, and you started with $1,000. That means at the end of the year, you've got about $8,000 in cash, right? So you made about $7,000 in profit after year one. If you're an FBA seller taking a pretty conservative estimate of 5 turns, that's going to mean that you're at about $3,700 in ending cash. And that also means you can figure out right now what the answer is for you with your startup budget. If you just steal this math right here, so do your startup budget and then multiply that by 1.3 to the power of how many turns your ideal fulfillment method is going to have. So if you want to be an FBA seller, to the 5th. If you're an FBM seller, it's to the 8th. And what I can also add to that, how much are you actually going to make conversation, purely from my own Amazon experience. My first year of selling on Amazon, I was selling those used books. After that first year, I took about $1,500 that I started with and turned it into about $30,000. Now, granted, that was a lot of work. I was going out to thrift stores after class every day and that kind of thing. So I don't want to set the expectation that was easy, but it is obviously very possible to continue growing your money with Amazon. It just completely depends on which business model you choose in terms of how much profit it's going to generate. But now you have a specific method to start finding stuff to sell and the math to understand how much profit is actually reasonable. So your next steps are just to dive in, go ahead and grab a free trial of Boxem and SellerAmp, those tools that we're actually using to run the business. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below in the comments box. Always happy to chat with you guys there. And then if you want to see a super detailed video to learn more about the product sourcing process, go ahead and click this video right here.